Hey everyone, welcome to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. Tonight we're going to review part one of three parts of a book by Yuval Harari. Sorry about that. Yuval Noah Harari has written a book called Sapiens. This book is 15 hours long. Today we're taking 1/3 of that and attempt to summarize it as brief as we can. Why? So that we don't lose you and we give you a taste of what's inside this book. So let's start off with Martha on Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. And this is amazing book. The main focus is the Homo sapiens. The Homo sapiens service history about humankind and starting and from the Stone Age and growing up to the 21st century. The frameworks intersect the science, the natural science, and the social science. The is a scientific revolution start 200,000 to 300,000 years ago about humans' evolution and human began into this planet. The Homo sapiens mean in Latin knowledge meant.
Thank you, Martha. Ty.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so what I got from this book was like a lesson. I kind of imagined as the author was talking, and I tried to, it was a little mechanical, but like the parts that I did understand, it was like how he was saying that it's like it was more than just humans that was here on the face of this earth, and we evolved from so many different things, and some killed off the others, and like almost like what Martha was saying, to get to the 21st century, and how a lot of these things that we think is nutrition, like as far as the food value and the plants from back then to now, and the way we eat is like totally not good for us, and we kind of gave up something more natural for just what we're living with now, so to speak.
Thank you, Ty. Reggie.
Good evening, everyone. So this book is very profound, a lot in this book, but what I'm going to focus on, unfortunately, is some of the negative parts that really came out at me. And one, both human cooperation has been geared towards oppression and exploitation and not egalitarian things. Very upsetting. That's unfortunately the way that we are, many of us, behaving in this fashion. One of the profound statement that was said is that if you look at our history, Homo sapiens look like the biggest ecological serial killers, which is another pretty profound and crazy, crazy statement. And the last thing was that tolerance is not a sapiens trademark. So three things that really stood out at me. I mean, there were definitely a number of good things that were spoken about, but just the fact that the footprint that we are leaving or that we've left to this point has not all been that good. And hopefully at some point we can turn it around, because we're otherwise going to cause our own mass destruction and extinction.
Thank you, Reggie. Charles.
Good evening, everyone. This book, Homo Sapiens, it reminds me of Darwinism in its premiere, whereas the survival of the fittest, whereas man throughout the ages has been able to adapt. He has been able to survive via this common activity. The book is very informative. It gives reality. Because of man's knowledge, or because of man's development, he has been able to come to this point of this great civilization that rivals no other animal on the planet. And I'm going to stop there.
Thank you, Charles. And I just want to add one quick point here. Yuval Noah Harari has done an extensive job on creating a brief historical review of what humans, animals, and nature have gone through in a process that I consider to be a dangerous roller coaster ride at points. But the reality is that no matter where you come from in life, you will have to go through some challenging moments. And the reality is that the earlier you look in history, the more challenging moments they had to experience in order to progress. Now, this day and age, it's a different story. But back then, even animals were not forgiven as much as they are now in one realm. So the reality is that this book gives you details. So this is the Mastermind Book Club on our first part of 3 of the summary for Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Until next week, where we'll review part 2, the next 5 hours of this book. Take care.